Yes. All the green lights are on. Just doing our typical pre-arranging folks on the screen. I think the council is all here and it is 3:32. It looks like, Ms. Yang, did you figure out how to, I see you, so it looks,
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Okay, fantastic. All right, well, I think we're here. I'm looking at Sherry.
I'm
Whenever
ready.
you're ready to rip, let's record and sounds good. We will call the meeting of the St. Paul City Council to order. Roll call.
Jalali,
Here.
Naker, Prince,
Here.
Tao, Tolbert,
Here.
Yang,
Here.
Council President Brenmon.
Here.
5 present, 2 absent, being council members Naker and Tao, and they both are excused.
Please stand and join us as Chris Tolbert leads the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consent agenda items 4 through 25 are before you for your consideration.
I've had a request from the Ward 1 office to pull item number 21 for separate consideration. Is there anything else that should be taken off consent this afternoon? All right, seeing none, Ms. Yang moves the balance of the consent agenda. Roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The consent agenda is adopted as amended. Item 21, Resolution 21-951, authorizing city staff to apply for and accept raise funding to conduct a planning effort entitled the Rondo Neighborhood Streets Improvement Study.
Thank you. And Dan Angelic, Deputy Director in the Department of Safety and Inspections, is here for a quick, I believe, is that right? Or is it Mr. Kershaw? Okay, I'm sorry. Dan will be here for item number 26. My apologies. What day is it? Mr. Kershaw, the Director of Public Works, is here to discuss item number 21. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Council President and council members for the time. The resolution today is supporting the city's application for a planning grant for a new federal program called the RAISE program. And if you've been around, the RAISE program is the current administration's version of a program that used to be called Tiger and then Build, and now it's called RAISE. And what the Biden administration has done with Secretary Buttigieg is keep some of the fundamentals. This program is about transportation improvements, so it's still about streets and lighting and sidewalks and those types of things, but they've expanded the criteria to include extra emphasis on climate change, addressing equity issues, and especially equity issues that are resulting from past transportation efforts and innovation. And so what we are doing, I can say a little bit, I can certainly say a lot about it, is what we are doing is applying for $2 million for a planning grant. That planning grant would help us build a community-led vision for what types of transportation improvements should be prioritized. Broadly speaking, in the Rondo neighborhood, it does include part of Union Park, but it's from University to Selby and from Hamlin on the west to Marion on the east. So that, as you know, there are a lot of major efforts taking place here. It's the Rethink Rondo, it's the Sears site, it's potential developments at University and Lexington, and obviously the historical context of this neighborhood matters a lot. So Anna Potter is the internal lead with Ruben Collins. We're working with amazing staff at Bolton Mink, putting the grant together. It's due Monday, the 12th, and this resolution would authorize us to apply for that planning grant. And I'm happy to answer any questions that people have.
Are there questions for Mr. Kershaw? I really do appreciate just taking a moment to discuss this, and also just an update on where I know the Tiger grants were highly competitive. It was a great resource, and then this reiteration of it sounds like the projects that we would be advancing are even possibly a better fit than in the past. So that's it's great to get that update just on the broader sense of what this new funding source, funding source looks like. Do people have questions in particular about this, just the application for the funding? All right. All right. Well, then seeing none, Ms. Jalali would move approval. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
Item 26 is the first reading of ordinance 21-26, amending chapter 310.02 of the legislative code to allow reapplication within a year if a licensed applicant can provide evidence of rehabilitation as outlined in Minnesota statute 364.03 subdivision 3.
Ms. Yang, I believe, invited Deputy Director Dan Angelic for this item for a brief staff report.
Madam Chair, council members, and I would much happily speak about this versus streets, although I'd love to speak about streets also. But anyways, my name's Dan Angelic, Deputy Director, Department of Safety and Inspections. Before you is a small but important amendment to Chapter 310, Business Licensing Procedures. This amendment reflects our continuing work as a city to look, find, and change ordinances that impact people's ability to enjoy the economic opportunities of our city. Specifically addresses a potential negative impact to someone whose license application is denied due to a previous criminal conviction. Current ordinance language requires anyone whose license application is denied to wait 1 year before reapplying. The amendment before you would allow individuals with a prior criminal conviction to reapply without waiting the 1 year period, provided they can present evidence of rehabilitation, which meets the standards outlined in Minnesota statute. Our business licensing team already considers evidence of rehabilitation in reviewing license application. This amendment would provide our staff another opportunity to use this tool to support people applying for a business license application. We thank Councilmember Yang for raising this ordinance amendment and ask for your support. And I'll stand for questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions or comments on this item? Ms. Yang.
Thanks, Council President. Thank you, Dan, for the staff report. I also want to say a big thanks to Teresa from our City Attorney's Office for working on this along with my legislative aide, Chris. And I really appreciate the conversations I've been able to have with all of you as colleagues about this already. It's a really, seems like a minor step, but it has major impact. It really moves us toward being able to craft ordinances that are rooted in restorative justice. And it's something that I completely support, and want to thank those of you who are co-sponsoring this as well.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Yang. And I support this, and I know we don't have to vote for a couple weeks, but I just also want to applaud your leadership on this. I know when this was brought to our attention, there was an opportunity to simply make an exception for one individual, or make a bigger change and really dig in and challenge the way we were thinking about our licensing. And I appreciate that you took the extra work, the extra effort to make this change. And when it comes time to vote on it, I will be supporting it and just fully appreciating the work and effort that went into bringing this forward. So thank you. All right.
And this ordinance is laid over to July 14th for second reading public hearing. Item 27, Resolution Public Hearing 21-153, approving the application of Twin Cities in Motion for a sound level variance in order to present live amplified sound on July 24th at Shepherd Road by Walnut Street, north of the Upper Landing Park.
All right, and the public hearing on this item has been held virtually. As such, Mr. Tolbert would move to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 28, Resolution Public Hearing 21-157, approving the application of the Minnesota United FC for a sound level variance in order to present amplified sound on July 18th within the street and the beer garden area at Allianz Field, 400 Snelling Avenue North.
Right, and this public hearing's been held virtually. As such, Ms. Jalali moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 29, Resolution Public Hearing 21-158, approving the application of Tawfiq Islamic Center for a sound level variance in order to present live amplified sound on July 19th or 20th at 270 Lexington Parkway North, which is the Oxford Community Center.
Right, and this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Ms. Yang moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 30, Resolution Public Hearing 21-160, approving the application of Friends of Rebecca Naker for a sound level variance in order to present live amplified sound on August 8th at 149 Cesar Chavez Street, Parque Castillo.
And this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Ms. Prince moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 31, Resolution Public Hearing 21-161, approving the application of Forward Events LLC for a sound level variance in order to present live amplified sound on July 17th at 392 East Kellogg Boulevard, Union Depot Parking Lot D.
And this public hearing's been held virtually. As such, Mr. Tolbert would move to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Yes.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 32, Resolution Public Hearing 21-163, approving the application of Dual Citizen Brewing for 2 sound level variances in order to present live amplified sound on July 10th and August 14th at 725 Raymond Avenue.
All right, and this public hearing's been held virtually. As such, Ms. Jalali moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 33, Resolution Public Hearing 21-145, amending the financing spending plan of the Department of Parks and Recreation's Capital Projects Fund to establish the Como Hoofstock Geothermal Heating Project budget in the amount of $528,475, financed by an internal loan and the transfer of annual program funding for capital maintenance projects.
And this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Ms. Jalali will move to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion on that motion? All right, seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
I'm really struggling to not say here every time. It's like you take 1 week off and you just lose your mind. Yes. Thank you.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 34, Resolution Public Hearing 21-159, authorizing the city to accept $151,496 grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Diesel Emissions Reduction Act through Environmental Initiative for the purpose of advancing clean and renewable energy in order to improve public air quality for the protection of human health and authorizing a corresponding budget amendment.
That's our winner, the long winner for tonight. And this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Ms. Prince would move to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion on her motion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 35, Resolution Public Hearing 21-154, ratifying the assessments for replacement of lead water service line on private property during January to March 2021.
And this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Mr. Tolbert moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item 36, Resolution Public Hearing 21-151, approving the final plat for 218 Larpenteur Avenue West.
All right, and this public hearing has been held virtually. And as such, Ms. Yang would move to close the public hearing and approve. And I'm going to support the motion. A little clunky here, but I just would like to point out this is right along by the Rice Larpenteur Gateway Alliance's work. And this is an addition of housing. And I know we're talking, in the area that I represent, there's not a ton of opportunities for large housing, developments. But where they are starting to appear. And I just think that I want to point to the improvements that we've made at Rice and Larpenteur for the attention that's drawn to this particular location. It will be a great addition in that neighborhood. So I will support as well. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the resolution is adopted. Item number 37, Ordinance 21-24, granting the application of the Housing and Redevelopment Authority to rezone property at 520 Payne Avenue from L1 Light Industrial or I1 Light Industrial to T2 Traditional Neighborhood and amending Chapter 60 of the Legislative Code pertaining to the zoning map.
Right, this public hearing has been held virtually. As such, Ms. Prince moves to close the public hearing and approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearing is closed and the ordinance is actually laid over to July 14th for final adoption. The legislative hearing officer recommends adoption of the following resolutions as no objections to these recommendations were received. Item 38, RLH FCO 21-93, 188 Acker Street East. Item 41, RLH TA 21-265, 959 Beach Street. Item 43, RLH TA 21-273, 687 Charles Avenue. Item 45, RLH BO 21-26, 756 Cleveland Avenue South. Item 46, RLH TA 21-239, 77 Cook Avenue West. Item 47, RLH BBR 21-38, 980 Conway Street. Item 48, RLH TA 21-277, 205 Goodrich Avenue. Item 49, RLH BBR 21-39, 1203 Edmond Avenue. Item 55, RLH BBR 21-33, 329 Lawson Avenue West. Item 56, RLH TA 21-242, 876 Lawson Avenue East. Item 57, RLH TA 21-254, 1043 Kent Street. Item 59, RLH AR 20-130, 1021 Montana Avenue West. Item 60, RLH TA 21-236, 711 Oakdale Avenue. Item 63, RLH SAO 21-49, 1941 Stanford Avenue. Item 64, RLH TA 20-540, 1449 University Avenue West. Item 65, RLH VBR 21-40, 1450 University Avenue West. Item 66, RLH TA 21-302, 925 Wilson Avenue. Item 67, RLH AR 20-128, securing emergency boarding services. Item 68, RLH AR 20-129, graffiti removal. Item 69, RLH AR 21-51, property cleanup services. Item 70, RLH AR 21-52, property cleanup services. And the motion is to adopt these items.
So moved by Ms. Prince. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearings are closed and the resolutions are adopted. For the following items, no objections to the legislative hearing officer's amended recommendations were received, and therefore she recommends amendment and adoption of the following. Item 39, RLH TA 21-216, 971 Arcade Street. Item 40, RLH TA 20-708, 37 Atwater Street. Item 44, RLH TA 20-710, 701 Charles Avenue. Item 51, RLH RR 21-19, 1629 Hartford Avenue. Item 58, RLH TA 20-701, 120 Magnolia Avenue West. Item 61, RLH TA 20-680, 901 Sherburne Avenue. And the motion is to amend and adopt.
All right, so moved by Ms. Yang. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Yes.
Prince,
Yes.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brenmon.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearings are closed and the resolutions are adopted as amended. For the following items, the legislative hearing officer's recommendation is to continue the public hearing to the dates I'll note. Item 50, RLH TA 21-260, 181 Front Avenue. And item 54, RLH TA 21-247. Oh, I'm sorry, the previous for 181 Front Avenue was October 13th. And for item 54, RLH TA 21-247, 779 LaFond Avenue, it's October 6th. So the motion is to continue the public hearing to those two dates.
So moved by Ms. Jalali. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearings are continued. For the following items, the legislative hearing officer's recommendation is to refer to legislative hearings. Item 53, RLH RR 21-15, 655 Jessamine Avenue East for July 13th. And item 62, RLH RR 20-22, 678 Snelling Avenue North for July 27th. And the motion is to refer to those legislative hearing dates.
So moved by Ms. Yang. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The public hearings are referred to the legislative hearings. For the following two items, the legislative hearing officer's recommendations that are contested and additional testimony from the appellants are in the record. Item 42, RLH SAO 21-46, 2078 Bush Avenue, and we have a staff report.
Welcome, Ms. Mormond.
Council President Brennan, council members. This is a matter pertaining to an unimproved right-of-way and an overgrowth of trees. I have had an opportunity to discuss this with Council Member Prince prior to your hearing now, and am requesting to lay the matter over for 2 weeks to public hearing on July 21st in order that additional cases where we've dealt with unimproved right-of-way can be used as examples or to reference in comparison to this case. We've had others, but to bring them in would be helpful, I think. So asking to continue the public hearing to July 21st.
Ms. Prince.
That is a good plan. So I support that and move approval of that layover.
All right, so moved by Ms. Prince. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Jalali,
Yes.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The sorry, I didn't catch. Is the public hearing continued and the matters laid over? Sorry, I just glanced at an email to make sure it wasn't about today's meeting. And item 52, RLH RR 21-24, 975 Hudson Road. And we also have a staff report on this.
Ms. Mormond.
Council President, in this particular case, we've had a lack of communication over the course of 4 legislative hearings and a council public hearing. But now we have established communication with an attorney representing the LLC that owns the property. And I would like to ask the council to refer the matter back to legislative hearing on July 27th. The attorney has committed to make sure that the code compliance inspection is conducted and access is provided to the building, which is, of course, step number 1 in getting this off the ground and on its way to rehabilitation. So in order to give them that initial chance, or actually not the initial chance, the second or third chance, but give it a go. So I'm asking for the referral back to legislative hearing.
All right. Ms. Prince moves the
Yes.
moves that referral.
Yeah.
Okay. So moved by Ms. Prince. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call.
Jalali,
Aye.
Prince,
Aye.
Tolbert,
Yes.
Yang,
Aye.
Council President Brennan.
Aye.
5 in favor, no one opposed. The resolution is referred to the legislative hearing on July 27th.
All right,
That's
and
our
if
last
my
item.
notes, yeah, I was going to say, if my check marks are correct, it looks like that has brought us to the end of our meeting. Is there any news from the wards or items to share before we adjourn today? We're just getting through it after the fifth Wednesday. It sounds good. All right. Well, if there's nothing else to come before us then today, we are adjourned. Thank you.